Yo, it's Skido. Splatoon has been known to stand out in the shooter genre. How is it gonna stand out amongst standing out? With a paid DLC, of course! Yes, I'm talking about the Octo expansion. This masterpiece released around 6 years ago and completely shaped Splatoon into what it is today. With that being said, Splatoon 3's side order is supposed to release very soon. How soon, you might ask? Next year. Bro, what? We're just gonna be going over how awesome the Octo expansion was and how it could connect to the new DLC that we're gonna get soon. But first, how did we get here and how did the Octo expansion come to be? I'll tell you with one simple word: racism. The Great Turf War. The whole reason why this takes place under the sea. It was basically just a war between inklings and octolings over who gets to rule the world, because every other species was wiped out, and we'll get to why that happened later on. But when you first open up the Octo expansion,
I'm not good right now, man. I'm fucked up. I'm in the middle of nowhere, nigga. Look at this shit.
We don't know where the hell we are. That's because the inklings won that turf war, and the octolings took a fat L. Now, me personally, I wouldn't let that happen. Back to the current era. The original goal of the Octo expansion was to rescue and give a better life to octolings alike. However, as you play through the Octo expansion, you'll notice that's not the true motive.
Huh?
Taking a break from the lore, I'm gonna shed some light on the scenery. As I've stated previously, the Octo expansion takes place under the sea. And just like in the real world, there's some funky stuff down here. But let's start with the characters. You'll come into touch with an isopod, whatever the hell that is, a blobfish, what even is that? The list of unique NPCs goes on and on. Pearl and Marina also make a big showcase for the DLC, as they're the ones that are guiding you out of this hole. But what I can really appreciate about the Octo expansion are the levels. The new hazards really brought a whole new game to this game. On one hand, you're gonna be balancing an 8-ball.
Kill yourself!
And on the other hand, you're gonna be threading a needle. Then on the third hand, who the hell thought this was a good idea? Now with the levels are some amazing designs. You'll find yourself noticing some secret gems in the background of these levels, like past Nintendo consoles, games and toys from the 80s. The devs did this DLC so right, and the main setting of a subway station keeps the game's energy at an eerie level, which is not necessarily something Splatoon fans are used to. Splatoon has been known to have a bright and playful style, but with the darkness of the lore and the different color schemes that the Octo expansion brings to the table, it gives Splatoon a much deeper character arc, which not many people know it could have. Meet Tartar, the dude that wants you dead. The manipulation god. He was built by a human 12,000 years ago, and his purpose is to make sure that nobody forgets that humanity existed. At this point in time, humans were extinct thanks to global warming, and rising sea levels drowned every mammal in existence. And this doofus somehow survived. But as time goes on, his file's corrupt. And being that he's pretty much artificial intelligence, this dude's trying to take over the world. So he puts you in a blender. That you built! And since he's a teacher's pet, he be sucking up to that scientist that created him. And he's gonna try and bring back humans by killing you. But thank God we got 2016 LeBron on our team. Talking about if you don't get your bitch! Cutting into my lore update, another thing I can appreciate about the Octo expansion is how all this makes sense. It ties into the theory today that AI can go rogue, and that when he was created by that scientist 12,000 years ago, he was not evil. But through surviving the flood and the Great Turf War, this dude gained his own thoughts. Like Elon, take notes. Now we're at the halfway point. Before I go over the Octo expansion's immaculate ending, let's go over some things that deserve some spotlight, like the music. I don't know who this is, but they were cooking! You have Octo expansion records that sound like you could study to them, or if you just want to bust a move, there's songs for that as well.
Yo! Ah!
Completely changing the topic. The difficulty system gives you a good challenge. Up until this point, Splatoon has been holding your hand, but you'll find yourself losing your sanity here and there. Let me just give you some examples. Girl Power Station.
What the fuck?
Ride With Me Station. Yeah, this thing again! There's a few more levels that got on my nerves, but you get the point. All the 80 levels have their own unique designs, and it's overall a great experience. The final parts of the Octo expansion are really interesting. At this point, this is the escape phase, and what you are escaping from is the NILS statue, which is the company that's holding you captive right now. The game has you complete 7 different long-lasting levels, and with each stage completion gets you closer to the surface. Each of the 7 different levels represents a different part of the body as well, like the belly phase and the intestinal phase, and however the hell you pronounce this. So you're basically making your way through a human.
What?
Once you complete all 7 of these levels, you're brought to the neck, which is an elevator. But before you're free, Agent 3 slipped up, and now y'all gotta fight. So she's gonna be like, nuh-uh, and then you're gonna have to be like, nuh-uh, and then you're free. Kinda. We made it to the finale, and this is one of the best final bosses I've ever played through. Pearl and Marina come through strapped with a helicopter and say, "Let's go shopping." But before they can come through and whisk you away, we're fighting on the Statue of Liberty. So this thing's been chilling underwater for like at least a few years. Then this dude monologues like his opinion matters, basically dissing the Inkling race. So y'all beef it out by playing a good old game of turf war. If you win, congratulations, I think you saved the world. But if you lose... So the whole story wraps up with Pearl getting into a rap battle with a death ray. Then she hits you with a... ending the octo expansion. There was some crucial evidence that I forgot to record in this video. Like, I never talked about the sanitized ink that they used for mind control, which they used on Marina previously, and how this phone box slaughtered 10,007 other agents before you, and how they used those test subjects to create that sanitized ink. But, topping off the video, I'll share some extra thoughts. It was awesome getting to connect with characters that we didn't really get to see much of. We found out that Marina was in the Octarian army and was brainwashed by the sanitized ink, and Pearl was a spoiled rich kid who also had some career troubles. Then you bring those two characters together and they make a band, and you get to see some of their origins too. Briefly going over the side order trailers, I don't think it'll have anything to do with the octo expansion story, but more so the final Splatfest. It makes sense that the Splatoon 3 story mode was chaos themed, and now this DLC's looking a little order themed. But what exactly could order mean? Yes, we'll find out. Before I end the video, I just want to take some time to say thank you for all the love and support. It literally means the world to me. And if y'all think I deserve a sub, go ahead and make my day. But if you guys want to find me outside of YouTube, I've got a Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram if you guys want to follow, which I'll link in the description. But for now, I'm out.